Firstly, I should mention this video is sponsored by Squarespace. And you know what? We might as well start the video here at Alloy Fix. So in the last video, you guys learned that I bought a crash damaged Volkswagen Golf R. One of the parts that needs attention is the driver's side wheel. Now a lot of people would just throw this, but I'm at Alloy Fix today, where pretty much anything is fixable.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day.
Pretty insane, right? And you know what? It's like brand new now. It's gonna make the other wheels look terrible. Now, if you're a regular viewer, then you would know that I won't stick with the standard alloys for long. This car is gonna be heavily modified. But before we do that, we've got to fix it. And there's some good news and bad news. The good news is that I found the bumper which was in the boot. The bad news, it's not really fixable. The good news is that we literally have a new bumper here, and we pretty much have all the parts to fix my Volkswagen Golf R 7.5 right there. And later in the video, I'll tell you how much it cost me for literally everything to, fingers crossed, get this back on the road. The next lot of bad news, the interior is still disgusting. I've not had time to clean this yet, and still it is moulding away. Would you believe that this car is literally just over 2 years old with like 22,000 miles, and it looks like this? First things first, the obvious thing. The crash bar is absolutely battered. Let's get this whole thing off so we can sort of access the front of the engine. I know the battery isn't charging. I feel like that is because the alternator belt, the alternator charges the battery. The belt is actually came off, so we've got to take this off, then I can get to the alternator belt, and so on and so forth.
Wave.
Let's strip it apart. Let's go.
Why you mad? Get to the bag. Long face, duck a case, get the cash. I've been living fast, still far from average. Real talk, all this shit is right outside what I imagine. Young, black and raspy, catch me with a lab. Young nigga make the slap that make her body do magic. Won't stop till my bank account magnets. Looking like I'm still running paper routes backwards.
So you know when I said I had all the parts to put it back together? I don't. So there's the broken crash bar, there's the broken radiator, and we're gonna find out soon whether the legs are actually straight or they're bent. Fingers crossed, I hope there is no frame damage. We'll find out when we try and line everything back up. But right here is sort of like a coolant mounting for the coolant temperature sensor. It goes in, but it's completely all smashed, and obviously I didn't know it was broken. I don't have the part, and it's a vital part that I need, and if I put everything back together, it's going to be really difficult to get to that to change it. So we're sort of stumped here. Now with every problem, there's a solution. Now I'm going to scour the internet and scour everyone's website to see if anybody has got one of those housings today. And speaking of websites, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. Now without sponsors like Squarespace, we'd miss out on projects like this. And without a website for your business, you miss out on thousands of customers. This is where Squarespace comes to the rescue. From websites to online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build and run your business. Now a lot of you guys would know already how simple and easy it is to create a professional looking website with Squarespace because you click the link in the description. But for those who don't, here's some of my favorite things about Squarespace. So bang, here's number one. There is so many templates to choose from when starting your website, so you can find one which best suits you and then go from there. And number two, it's so easy to customize the website because you can simply drag and drop your own logos in there and photos to make it look like your own. And finally, number three, I love that there's loads of marketing tools like email campaigns, so you can reach out to existing customers or potentially new customers as well. Okay, so when you need a website, click the link in the description box below or go to squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch your website, use code MattArmstrong and you're going to get yourself 10% off your first domain name or website. Thanks Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I think we've found a solution. Okay, so this is the part that's broken. It connects this pipe here, the lower radiator pipe, this pipe here, another radiator pipe, and then also the coolant temperature sensor. Now, it is a Saturday and I've rang everywhere. No one seems to have them. Aftermarket ones, £10. I rang Volkswagen, they want 60 quid for it. Looks like we're gonna have to wait. But fingers crossed that doesn't stop us from putting on the front end today, because I still think we could get to that with the radiator and everything on. It's gonna be a little bit harder, but I'm just dying to put it on and to see whether the frame is actually straight. Fingers crossed. Now we've got an alternator belt here. That's completely came off. That's gonna be the next job. So let's get to it. Okay, so far, so good. So I've managed to get the new alternator belt on. That's looking sweet. The wing's off, the bonnet's off, and the suspension actually looks, well, it looks okay. There's nothing I can see visually bent, but I guess we'll soon find out. Everything under here, there's no hidden surprises. All that's left to do now is start to put everything back together. Okay, so this is the moment that we find out whether the frame is bent or straight. So this is one leg here, that is one leg there. We have got the radiator pack over there. If the radiator pack bolts onto that, nice and straight, we get all the bolts in, it's straight, we're good to go. If it doesn't, we're gonna be having a problem. Let's do this. Yes! It went in. It actually went in. I've got 2 bolts in each side. It wasn't, well, you can tell it was out a tiny bit because I did have to put my little screwdriver in and pull it a tiny, tiny bit. But, oh, what a relief. This only happens to me, I swear. So the wing is different. Check this out. So I bought this wing off a Volkswagen parts specialist, told them, they said, yeah, it fits 2012 to 2019. I was like, okay, I've got a 7.5R, like, yes, it fits. Here's the old one. Look, pretty much exactly the same. Well, they're not. So that fits on like that. The bumper clips into that. I was like, right, that fits perfectly flush all the way around. Go to put it on this wing, and, well, that bit is much longer. These things do happen, as we've experienced many times before. So let's go on with fitting the bonnet. You are not gonna believe this. It's happened again. Literally, I put the bonnet on and I thought, okay, maybe it won't fit first time, but after trying and trying and trying, I've came to the conclusion it just ain't right. So down here, there is a huge gap. Obviously, I know that this wing's slightly damaged, but it's pretty straight. It's absolutely chewed up there, so it's just not right. Honestly, I've tried so many different ways, and then that is where the headlights should sit. I've put all this in for sort of reference. Definitely the headlights shouldn't sit out by that much. And look, just to show you that I ain't being stupid, look, here it is. Here's the bonnet, £90, 99p, this thing. What do you expect for £90 and 99p? Golf R 7.5 2017 to 2020. This is the one that I bought, and, well, clearly it doesn't fit. The headlights. I refuse to be defeated by this. Now, with a lot of these newer cars, especially the Golf, 9 times out of 10, when you're taking something off another Golf and plugging it in, it's not gonna work. It's gonna need to be coded. But what I've done, I've removed the ballast like this, and this bottom thing off my old headlights, put them in. Hopefully that will work. We'll test this right-hand one, and then we'll see if it fully works. If not, it's gonna have to be coded. Moment of truth, whether it works or not. So this key tag is looking appropriate for this car right now. the money pit. The link's in the description for these as well if you do want to grab one. Right. It works. At the minute, it's 2-1 to the Golf. We've got one back. Come on. Bumpers on, and in case you haven't noticed, it's blue. But this car, I'm actually going to get painted. I do want to match the whole thing all black all the way round, but then it does leave the option as well to do a crazy wrap on it when we start modifying it. But for now, the priority is just to fix it. But for now, the interior. It is disgusting, but we've came to the conclusion that the car was stolen before it was crashed. There's still no excuse for the mould on the seats. Now it's pretty fun to find out what the previous owner was like by the things inside the car. Cue Detective Matt. Now this is definitely fingerprint dust. You could say it's from the airbags, but also it's on the door pillars and the handles. Definitely fingerprint dust. I would say the car was crashed and left with its windows open for a while, in a ditch of some sort. Seems like they were a keen driver with a set of driving gloves. Must have been a keen dog walker. Some kind of lubricant. Must have used it for the squeaky doors. But in all seriousness, this car is a walking disease. Now, we've got to do the airbags on it, so I think the best way to sort of move around the car and get you guys in the car as well so you can see exactly what we're doing is just to remove the seats. And once we've got the seats out, then they can be clean. So, let's get on with it. Now, although it's cleaner, it definitely needs a lot more attention. I think we need some sort of collaboration with a detailer or something. I've managed to get the mould off the seat in there and all the mould off the seat in here, but yeah, it's still quite dirty inside the carpet. Like, it definitely needs a thorough shampoo. And also the seats and the fabric in here smell of tobacco and other smokable substances. Now the curtain bags have got to come out, the steering wheel airbag has got to come out, the whole dash has got to come out. But we're not going to attack that just yet because we have had a breakthrough. So Jay, who's a Volkswagen breaker, has saved the day here. I've put his link in the description box below. But not only have we got an OEM wing now, which should actually fit, it's off the same sort of car, and a bonnet, we've also got that little pipe that's stopping us from starting and running the car. So you know the plan. Wing on, bonnet on, pipe on, and then we can finally run the car, run it up to temperature and see if this engine is any good. Let's do it. Do you know what I will say before I start? I do get a lot of stick of people saying, oh, this guy doesn't have an idea of what he's doing, he's got no idea. And that's true, I literally learn as I go along, and all you guys would know that. I'm not a mechanic or anything, I literally am learning as I go along. But isn't that the same for everyone? Do you think I knew how to walk before I tried? Do you think I knew how to ride a bike before I tried? The point is, without giving it a go yourself, how will you ever learn? And this is the best way of doing it, on my own cars like this. So give me some leeway, come on. Let's get this off. man, we are finally starting to see it come together now, especially now the body panels are the same colour. Bumper's not on because obviously I've got to take the headlights in and out. Still not got the grille, that should arrive soon, but it is looking, it's kind of lining up. I feel like there is some small adjustment needed just to get it perfect each side. Now this wing does have a few dents and scratches in it, but this car will be taken to Dentcraft to be painted, so they should be able to sort that, fingers crossed. Now I have switched the rear wheel over to the front wheel. The one that Alloy Fix did is on the rear. I thought all the weight is on the front of the car, and I thought if any wheel's gonna break, it's gonna be the one that we've remolded and reshaped. So I've put it towards the back, and obviously that one there, which is in good condition, that should take all the beef of the engine weight and everything like that. So, two things. Have you clicked that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button? And number two, if you've not already, go grab yourself a V8 hoodie. They are back in stock. Obviously, we made these V8 hoodies to pay homage to all the V8s that we have on the channel, although the Golf R is not one. The Audi R8 is, and the Maserati is. And also, you guys wanted to know how much it has cost to get to this point right now. Pretty much everything, front bumper, grille, airbags, the whole lot has cost just short of £3,000, which I don't think is too bad. So whole front end, airbag, and everything like that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm actually pretty proud of this so far. It is looking better and better as time goes on. It looks sick. You can almost say it doesn't even look like it's been in an accident now. Of course it looks like it's been in an accident, you know, but all the bumpers are off and the airbags are blown. But there's absolutely no point in me trying to carry on rebuilding this if the engine and gearbox is no good. Now I've got the coolant pipe connected, so that means I can start the engine now and run it to temperature and see whether the engine is okay. But did you really think I was going to put this all in one video? I'm so sorry. You're going to have to click that subscribe button and wait for the next video where, fingers crossed, this Golf R engine is okay. Come on. See you in the next video, guys. Peace out.